Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be going over the very first Tesla Supercharger for business in Southern California. This is actually in a pretty surprising location. It's a couple miles from the Tesla Hollywood Diner. As you can see, they currently at least have no decals or anything put up on the pedestals. And, you know, there are a couple interesting things about the charger, which is why I'm going to bother making a video about it. First of all, it is actually in a apartment building, not a typical charger. So if we go ahead and look over here, leasing center, first of all, it is just called 2045 Sunset. That's the name of the charger. That's the name of, oopsies, that's the name of the charger. That's the name of the, like the charger owner, and that's the name of the apartment building. So, you know, but it is a very nice spot. Seemed like a pretty nice apartment building from what I looked. Obviously, LA, so prices are, you know, your nice casual like $2,500 for a studio apartment. But you know, in the grand scheme of things, not the worst I've seen. Now there are a couple interesting things about the charger besides that. It means a solid apartment location, but I'm not trying to sell you an apartment. So first of all, if you've been paying attention, there are only 6 stalls visible, and that is the only 6 stalls here, which is pretty surprising. Normally you would expect the expensive part of building a charger like this to be the cabinets. That's one of the cabinets, and that's the other cabinet. That is where all of the equipment is, right? That is what you expect to be most expensive, and they only use it to build 6 stalls. Now, at first I thought, okay, before I came here, I was like, well, maybe it's a space thing. I don't know if you noticed. Now, this apartment, as far as I can tell, did literally open today. I would imagine most of the rooms are not filled, and nobody really appears to be parked down here, even though, as far as I can tell, this is designed, at least in part, to be resident parking. So, you know, that's kind of somewhat not very, but more than not interesting. That they chose not to build the 8 stalls. I don't know what the reason for that was. Normally, there are actually reasons you would do this. For NEVI, it requires a minimum amount of kilowattage to be available at every single charger at any given time. I believe it's 175 kilowatts. Now, V3.5 cabinets, if you didn't know, actually have 375 kilowatts of max output split between every charger. Now, that is not enough. Okay, I'm doing the math. I'm pretty sure it's 125 kilowatts minimum. But regardless, if you do the math right, a V3.5 cabinet split amongst 4 chargers is not enough to actually do that. Now that is why, or that is one of the reasons why, they developed the V4 cabinets with 2 versions, 1 megawatt and 1.2 megawatts. 1 megawatt is enough for most stations, obviously, it's more than a V3.5 cabinet is capable of dispensing. One of my fun little features is somebody clicks the button and I'm out of charger most of the time, just opens my charge port, no way to close it, very annoying. But back to what I was saying, a 1 megawatt is enough for most stations, but if you have a NEVI station or semi-charger station, you do want that 1.2 megawatts for, you know, a lot of different reasons. So this could be a reason, except this is not a NEVI charger. I did check that, right? Obviously not a NEVI charger. So I truly do not understand why they didn't use it, the available capacity at least, to build an additional charger. Got a nice, beautiful, I believe it is a refresh Model S Plaid. Didn't want to point a camera at them when they were sitting there, but yeah. Now there are also destination chargers. I believe the destination chargers are just there for their employees. They are universal wall connectors, not the normal, boring, lame wall connectors. If you didn't know, universal wall connector, you click this button right here above the normal button, J1772. Not as necessary, and then you can just pull out the normal next connector like that. Unclear if these are free. If these are free, not terrible, although you can only be here for 90 minutes before they charge you for parking. But these aren't on the map, so I'm pretty sure these are actually free, because usually ones not on the map are free. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Another reason this is unusual, you'll notice I'm not plugged in right now. Part of that is just because I have free supercharging. Superchargers for business do not get free supercharging. However, normally I actually wouldn't care. I would want to support any further development of superchargers. I'm going to pay. I went to Deary, Idaho, and literally charged from 5 to 100%. Phenomenal charger. I recommend the trip. Just for the bakery, check out, Idaho is absolutely beautiful. But if we go and look closer here, 65 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, if you are a normal, if you are non-Tesla EV, and you don't have a Supercharger membership, not a terrible rate. But if you do, and the Tesla Diner is just 2 miles over that way, why would you ever come here? Now, I actually have a theory about that. While this is a Supercharger's business site, it is something they list on their website as a benefit to residents. And if you didn't notice it earlier, I'll go and zoom in. Idle fees, 0 cents per minute. I think they want this to be a benefit to some of their residents, if they want to just be able to plug in and stay plugged in as long as they want. In which case, it's not really designed to be a supercharger for everyone to use or for them to like recoup a bunch of money on. Just generally as a benefit to residents. Obviously, it is a very high-end luxury apartment that was just built. Like I said, I think it's very possible it opened literally today, probably in preparation for tomorrow for the workday, right? So yeah, that's really all I have to say. I'm very excited to see more of these Superchargers business sites. Obviously, they provide a lot of opportunities. One in specific I've been looking at is Rove. If you haven't heard of them, they build like Supercharger rest stops, and you know, I'll go ahead and turn the camera. If you haven't heard of Rove, they build like Supercharger rest stops, which are generally pretty nice, but obviously have the disadvantage that Tesla pays for 28. They don't earn any revenue on it, and they earn very little revenue, as far as I can tell, just by leasing out the spots to Tesla and a convenience store to Gelson's to build their own. It's a slightly nicer convenience. It's still a convenience store. A convenience store is a convenience store, paired with their own chargers. But I can't imagine how much superchargers are cheap to build. So I would imagine they'll switch to superchargers for business. Probably they do have 4 additional sites planned. One with I think 60 total stalls. So that could be a very interesting one where they opt to do that. But yeah, that'll be all for the video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you, if you want to, check out this supercharger. But yeah, that'll be all. I'll go and update you when I find another interesting charger, and see y'all later.